Did you know that the fundamentals of positivity can affect how you live today and how you interact with people today and how it affects future jobs, future arrangements, future negotiations, and all that stuff? Dr. Christine Sauer joined us a couple of weeks ago on this show. She's a trained physician and a neuropath, and she specializes in positivity. She's got a business called Doc Christine Coaching. And I'm going to leave links in the show notes to the entire conversation that I had with her because she gave us some really interesting fundamentals on positivity. And if you didn't know this, here's a quick refresher, food for thought to get you from here through the rest of your day, right? Tips that might make a difference in how you feel and how you interact with other people.
I know for me personally, as I started studying faiths, because I did too, I studied a whole bunch of different religions looking for the right place for myself. And one of the things that I found that was a cohesive match with a lot of the different philosophies and religions that are out there were some basics. And I like basics. I like fundamentals because they don't lie. And for example, a fundamental of a house is I go into a house and what? There's a front door. On every house, there's a front door. You walk in, there's an entryway. In every home, there's an entryway. And then there are common rooms in every home, like a kitchen and a bathroom and bedrooms. Those are common rooms in every house. The homes will look different, but the homes will have the same basics. So for religion, it was the same to me in that there were some basic common things with all the different religions and philosophies that I found. And they were things like love and compassion and understanding. And I was like, hey, wait a second. These I can grab onto. And so if I was going to implement in my life without knowing, because at the time I did not know exactly what I believed and I was searching. But in the process of searching, these things I can believe in, which are the compassion and the understanding and the unconditional love, the acceptance of other people as they are right now. And as I started looking at those things, I would say to myself, how do I implement this today? How do I use this today in my own personal life? Like today, I know about unconditional love. What does that look like for me today? If I was going to go practice unconditional love today, and then you have to ask the question, if you're not going anywhere, who are you going to practice that on?
Yeah.
You get
And
to practice that on yourself if you're only staying at home today, right? You get to practice that on yourself. And I
I
love
really
that.
love it. That's wonderfully said. I really enjoy that because it's so true. All we have is this moment here. What can we do right now to make our life, and if we have any that we love and care about and that of others, better? That's all we can do.
Mhm.
Is that it's in a way it's liberating because we don't have to be complicated and planning for the future 15 years ahead what we want to do on the 15th of July 2052 if we're still alive. No, we don't have to. It's just today. And yes, it makes sense to plan a little bit ahead, but not everything. My mother was an extreme planner. She wanted everything planned. When we went on vacation, we knew beforehand every minute where we went. It was horrible. You have to relax a little bit sometimes. On the other hand, you don't want to leave everything to luck or chance because then everything doesn't work in our modern world, especially. And even earlier in history, people had to plan for the winter if they lived in those. People had to plan where to get the food for the next day. So I think there has to be a balance. And in the end, life is about balance.
I was talking to my mother not too long ago, and my mother and I were having a conversation about death. And it was because we were wanting to know, does she have all of her affairs in order? And does she have, you know, end of life wishes? And what are her requirements for how she's expecting things to go? But we were talking about life and death. And the conversation led us to what was really important was how we were living our life while we still had life left. And I also came to the realization that if today were my last day, I would leave with no regrets. And I told that to my mother. I said, I showed up every single day and I gave every single day everything I had. I lived my life to its very fullest. And so if I get to live to tomorrow, I'm going to give myself a high five because, yay,
Oh,
it's another day.
it's a bonus.
Yeah, and if I live 10 more years, yay, and 100 years, yay. But if today was my last day, I would leave this earth with no regrets because I showed up every day and I gave it everything I had. And I think it's important, like you said today, and if this is my takeaway from my time with you today, this is it. During those really dark moments, are you still giving it your very best? Are you welcoming this moment And are you looking for solutions? Are you looking for answers? Are you trying to still live life to your very best? Because if you give yourself permission, like, hey, maybe I'm in a slump right now and this is the best I have to give. If that's the best you have to give, yay, you gave it your very best. You did not give up. You went ahead and you sought answers in spite of the fact that maybe you felt like, crap or whatever, and you wanted to go back to sleep or whatever. But if you kept trying, yay. You know what I mean? Yay.
It's very interesting from a brain science standpoint out what you just said, because it is so true. Because when we are down in the dark and we do one little thing, just say we pick up a piece of dirty laundry, put it in the washing machine. The most important thing to do after we did that is to reward ourselves and celebrate, because that tells the brain, hey, that's something I like. The brain likes to celebrate. I sometimes get up on Zoom with my clients and we do a victory dance over some little thing like picking up a sock. Hey, it doesn't matter. It's a victory at that moment for you, and it's worth celebrating. Just that little suck is worth celebrating. And your brain registers, and the good feel good hormones, the dopamine, the serotonin gets in the brain going. And it tells itself, hey, I want more of this. And what do you do? Next time you go around and you see a sock or something, you pick up another sock. And then you celebrate again. Don't forget to celebrate. And over time, that becomes a habit. When you celebrate every little thing, your life becomes a celebration.
I have to share this with you. In my house, because of celebration often turns to eating sugary treats, and that's a no-no in my house. So to celebrate, we have these little tiny happy bells. It's got a I figure if the worst thing that happens to you is you look up from your desk and there's a little happy face looking at you, every time there's a success in our house, we ring the little happy bell. And then what's really cool is I have them in all these different colors, and they're all around the house. And so, like, when you make the bed in the morning, you ring the little bell. So I can hear the bell in the morning and I'm like, "Oh, my husband just made the bell." So I have a bell near me. So he rings the happy bell, I ring the happy bell in here. It's like, "Okay, cool." Doesn't cost anything after the bell. It doesn't cost anything because we now own them, but no sugar is involved, which I'm happy about. They're honest to goodness dopamine highs. Okay, so what's really cool is all my employees, I have one at everybody's desk. And every time they accomplish something, like they finish a task of some sort, they ring the bell, and then everybody else rings their little bells in unison. Yay, we're cheering for you. So it's this cool little reward, like you mentioned, and it's audible. And I love the audible fact because it rings throughout the house. And so, like, my husband will get on the scale in the morning, and if he's lost a pound, he rings the bell because there's a little bell in the bathroom. Like I said, I've got them scattered all over the house. You guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I got to tell you, how much it works. Like, I
Yeah.
hear one from the kitchen and I'm like, "One came from the kitchen. What is that?" And my husband, I ring the bell and my husband's like, "I just did the dishes." And I'm like, "Oh."
So, Angela, those little things, they seem silly, but it's applied neuroscience.
It's changed our world.
All the science that is in the books is futile if it's not applied in practical everyday life for people, for the benefit of people, not to the harm of people. And those bells, they're a classic example. Come on, that's awesome. Let's ring
Well,
the bells, people. People ring the bell.
well,
And then we sell ourselves to happiness. There we go.
it's a simple thing, and like I said, it's inexpensive. Once you own the bells, you own them for life, but we've got a lot of use out of them.
Oh, that was so good. Am I right? Okay, listen, if this was helpful, give us a thumbs up. If you got questions or comments, those go in the notes below. And remember, this is your life, and I want you to live it to its fullest. So go out there and be the best version of you.